Hello my dear students, this is Dr. Isai Prasad. Today we will discuss about consumer behavior. This is the first unit. Shall we start from first unit? So today we will know about the consumer behavior, the meaning or the definition of the consumer behavior. Shall we start? What is the meaning of the consumer behavior? Consumer behavior is the study of when, why, how and where people do or do not buy a product. It basically depends on the psychology of the consumer. It attempts to understand the buyer decision making process both individually and in groups. It studies the individual consumers such as demographics and behavioral aspects to understand the people's wants. So here the consumer behavior is study of a consumer or the group of people. When they are buying a product, they will depends upon their decision making. What kind of product they want to buy, when they will buy, how they will buy, why they will buy and where they will buy the product. So this is depends upon their decision making. Basically the decision making is depends upon the demographics and behavioral aspects of a individual or the group of people. Demographics means age, gender, income comes under the demographics. Behavioral aspects, they are called as an internal and external factors. So all these are influencing the consumer behavior. In the second point, the study of consumer behavior, main focus is the customer satisfaction. While producing a product, either manufacturer, the producer or the seller, they wants to know about the consumer satisfaction. If they will satisfy the consumer, then only they purchase the product. So they want to know about the consumer satisfaction. So here the consumer behavior main focus is the consumer satisfaction, because the customer is the only king, or the customer is only person with whose presence business actually exists. Without customer or the consumer, there is no business. So the consumer behavior is more important to know about the customer satisfaction. If a manufacturer or a producer or any product, any kind of product, it can be satisfy the consumer wants and needs, then only they will purchase the product again and again. If they cannot satisfied with the product utilization or the services given by the product, then they can discontinue the product or they can't buy the product. So the consumer behavior is more important and it focuses on the customer satisfaction or the consumer satisfaction. Here, types of consumers. Consumers are basically different, but in sometimes they are same. So for example, consumer, customer, institutional buyer, ultimate customers and buyers. There are a little bit difference between these consumer and customer. First of all, we know who is consumer. Consumer means who consumes the product. Is a buyer, is a customer, but he can use the product by his self or himself. He consumes the product, he buys the product, or sometimes he can't buy it. For example, your father purchases a product for you, but you are the consumer because you are using that product, but your father can't use the product because he is the customer, but whereas you are the consumer. In some situations, you are the buyer or you are the customer, and also we can use the product. So the consumer, according to the International Dictionary of Management, consumer is purchaser of goods and services for immediate use or consumption. He can consume the product, he can utilize the product himself or herself. So that is called a consumer. The second one is buyer. He is the person who purchases goods either for resale or for use in production or for use of somebody else. Buyer is only buyer. He can't use the product. He cannot utilize the product or consume the product. He buys. Why? Because of either for resale. For example, some of the sellers are there. They will buy and they will sell for the purpose of the selling. So resale of the product. So they are buying the product. In another way, they are used for this product for the further production. And this is called as a factors of production. That's why they will buy the product. They will buy the product. So for the another production. That's why you can call it as a buyer. And sometimes you can buy the product for others, somebody else. Use of somebody else, you will purchase the product or buy the product. So that is the another basic difference of buyer. So we know consumer. Consumer means he will consume the product. He will buy and consumes. Second, buyer. Buyer means only buys the product for the resale or the for the further production or maybe somebody else. Whereas customer. Customer is the one who purchases goods for his own use or for the use of others, or else he is regular customer of a particular product and he is a regular customer of a particular shop. Customer means, in the name itself say customer, he can purchase the product but there is no utilization of the product. Sometimes he may be used, but here customer means he can only purchase the product for the purpose of the use, his own use, but now he can't use. In future he can use for the purpose he purchased. And sometimes he can purchase the product for the use of others, not for himself. He can use the product for the others. Earlier I said an example. Your father purchased a product to you. That means your father is a customer, you are the consumer, because you consumes the product. But your father purchased for you. He purchased for the purpose of son or his son or her daughter. His son or his daughter. So he purchased the product for the purpose of his son or his daughter's usage. So that is called as a customer. Sometimes we are confusing about the customer and consumer. Consumer may be called as a customer because he will purchase and he consumes himself. Immediately he can use the product. So that's why we can call it as a consumer. Whereas customer can't use the product, but he will purchase the product for the purpose of others, or he may be used in future. If he used in present situation, then he will call as a consumer, but he can't use. After the utilization of product only we can call him as a customer. Then institutional buyer. Who is called as an institutional buyer? The person who buys the product, either government institutions or private organizations. Generally, we can call them as a industrial buyers. Industrial buyers. So, for the purpose of the production of other goods, you will purchase. And sometimes, for the institutional purpose, they will purchase the product. So, that's why we can call it as a institutional buyer. For example, college management purchased benches. That is called institutional buyers. Government offices purchased furniture for their office use. Then it should be called as an institutional buyer. So we should have to know about the differences between consumer, buyer, customer and institutional buyer. Next. What are the characteristics of a consumer behavior? There are a lot of characteristics are there in the consumer behavior. First one, it is a process where consumer decided what to buy, when to buy, how to buy, where to buy and how much to buy. This is very important concept in the consumer behavior because he decided to buy, what to buy. According to his use only, he wants to buy a product. So that is called a decision regarding what to buy, what kind of product he wants to buy. And when to buy. When? Time considerations. For the purpose. Medicine, for example, medicine. Medicine means when he feels unhealthy, then he will purchase. When? How to buy? How to buy a product? Where it is available in the market or not? Where to buy? Place. How to buy in the sense? He wants to buy in the market or online, like that. And where to buy? Where? A particular place. How to buy? Personal purchase. For example, personal purchase. If you want to purchase any product, then we will go to a store. How to buy? Where to buy? Where means a particular place, store. And how much to buy? According to your need and wants, you can purchase some quantity. For example, if you can take groceries. In that groceries, sugar requirement for a family. Sometimes you require, every month you require 3 kilos of sugar, for example. So that is called as how much to buy. The second one is, it is comprises to both mental and physical activities of consumer. Mental and physical activity. Mental in the sense, it is internal course of action. We have to think about the product. Decision making is in your mind. What to buy, how to buy, when to buy, where to buy, all these comes under your mental aspect. And physical activities means buying and selling, all these of a consumer. And consumer behavior is very complex and dynamic, which keeps on the changing constantly. It is very complex because my behavior is different from you. Your behavior is different from your father. Like that, it is very complex. So we can't decide about a particular person decision making. So we can guess according to the situations. Only we have to decide the consumer behavior. So that is very complex and it is dynamic. Dynamic means it influenced by so many factors. That's why he will purchase a product. So not only that, but it also changing constantly. Every day our buying behavior, our behavior will be changed. For example, for the last 10 years, we are using Colgate toothpaste. Now we can change according to our family members, our children, like that. So that is the example of changing constantly. Changing constantly. Our behavior will be changed. We will change our soaps. For example, you are using one soap regularly. For some time, we can also change our product due to different factors. And another thing is, individual buying behavior is affected by various internal factors and external factors. Internal factors. Internal factors are perception, personality, motivation, attitudes. All these comes under the internal factors. Whereas external factors, family, peer groups or reference groups, friends, neighbors, socio-economic factors, other cultural factors, all these comes under external factors. So we have to decide what to buy according to these influences, internal, external factors. And another thing is, consumer behavior starts before buying and even after buying. It is not an ending process. It is a continuous process. If you want to purchase a product, you should have to depends upon your decision making. After utilization of the product, we have a post-purchase behavior. Post-purchase behavior in the sense, after the utilization of the product, we have some satisfaction regarding the product. So that satisfaction will be decided for post-purchase. If you are dissatisfied with the product when you are using that product, then immediately you can discontinue the product. Whereas if you have satisfied with that product, you will continuously purchase the product. That should be called as a post-purchase behavior. So these are the characteristics of a consumer behavior. Consumer behavior is a very vast and complex. Already we know in the in the introduction. Complexity. Because it depends upon various factors, internal and external factors. So that is called as a consumer behavior. Then another thing is importance or need of study of consumer behavior. Why we need to study about the consumer behavior? Because to make better strategies for increasing profits. How to increase? Through sales. Through sales means it depends upon the consumers. If consumer will be satisfied with our product, then sales will be increased. So we have to increase the profits, means we should have to know about the consumer or consumer behavior. And to take into consideration consumers' health, hygiene and fitnesses. Today, consumer is very important person because his tastes and preferences are very different from earlier days. Purely they are depends upon the health, hygiene, fitnesses. Then only they will purchase the product. So they need to know about the consumer. So whether the people are depends upon their health, hygiene and fitnesses. So that is the consideration. Third one, to know the buying decision and how consumer make consumption. to know the buying decision and how consumer make consumption. If you can know about the consumer behavior, then we have to know the consumption. So if a manufacturer or the seller should have to know about the consumer behavior, then only their consumption pattern will be depends upon the consumer decision making. So if consumption is more, means the behavior is different of a consumer. If consumption is decreases, then the behavior of a consumer also differ, because we should have to know the behavior every time, whether the consumption will be increased or not. So we have to maintain or to increase your consumption of a product or the consumption pattern. We have to know the consumer behavior. Then constant changes in the consumer taste or the preferences. Continuously changing our preferences, tastes. People are changing their lifestyle pattern day by day. So we have to know consumer behavior, the behavior of the consumer, then we know the taste and preferences. Then only we can manufacturing the goods and services according to the taste and preference of the consumer. For example, cough syrup. If you can take children cough syrup, the taste of the cough syrup is in different flavors. Mango flavor, strawberry flavor, pineapple flavor, like that. In olden days, not like that. Now, so the consumer is the main important. Today's marketing system is depends upon the consumer orientation. So consumer is the main important. So we can call it as a consumer is a king. So we are manufacturing the goods and service according to the consumer behavior, consumer taste and preferences. Then consumer behavior study is necessary to make pricing policies. So according to the decision making or buying process, if the buying process is increasing or decreasing, means there is a defect in their product. So they want to change their pricing strategies, or they implementing the pricing strategies. According to the consumer behavior only, will fix the price. The one of the factor is not a main factor, but is one of the factor for the pricing policies. So we will fix the price, or we have to apply the pricing policies. We should have to know consumer behavior. So the study of a consumer behavior is very important or necessary to make pricing policies. And last one is to avoid future market failures. So future is uncertainty. We don't know what is going on in the future. So according to the behavior of the person only, we will know about the future course. So the future is uncertainty, but little bit we should have to know about the future course. So according to the study of the consumer behavior, we know the failures of the market in future, whether he wants to purchase the product in the future or not, because his taste and preferences will be changing every day. There is a lot of competition in price, competition in what you call different things in the product. Quality is also one of the important concept. So according to these situations, there is a need of study of a consumer behavior. So thank you my dear students.